Welcome to this thing. We have Maggie and Lauren, who are both women-owned painting companies. They're actually women and they own painting companies. They're both professionals in an industry that is not known for its professionalism, and I'm excited to talk to them both to magnify, amplify their platforms, to provide examples of what this industry can be.
Hi, Jason.
Thanks for having us.
Lauren, tell us who you are and your business.
I'm Lauren Fink. I own Apex Painting in Hillsdale, Michigan. I have 8 employees. We do mostly residential repaint, some new construction, some commercial, some historic commercial. And I will be in business 2 years in May.
And Maggie, could you introduce yourself, please?
I'm Maggie Kuyper. I own Harpeth Painting with my husband. We're in Nashville, Tennessee. We are commercial, residential, new construction, repaint, fine finishes, faux finishes, you name it. And we have year 7. We have 8 people in our office and about 62 in the field.
It's a big boy, big gal business. Speaking of
Big
gals,
gal. Women-owned, Jason.
We have 2 women here. You're both women and you own your businesses. As painting contractors, did you not see the stereotype of male-owned painting businesses and say, oh, shoot, that's not for me?
I did not think about the gender ratios. I thought about what my area needed business-wise, what could also be supported in a rural community. There's a lot of businesses that start up in my 8,000 person town and do not make it. A lot of businesses around the world that start up and do not make it. I knew that this was kind of a boys' world.
I think about it every day, about just the feminine touch that can be brought and make this industry and the experience of our clients, whatever they look like, commercial, residential. I think we have a unique offering when there's a femininity to your business, whether it's one employee or all of them or the leader or a field worker. I think there's just a special flavor.
What are some of those advantages that you've seen?
The relational side, not to be stereotypical, but I think we were created to be nurturing and relational. And there's definitely a lot of times I find myself reminding the guys how important the relationship sides are and reminding the guys that the people they're dealing with, even though they act gruff and grisly and tough, they're somebody's son and they're somebody's husband. And there's a tenderness to them that will respond to kindness and love. You know, we're in so many crazy commercial things. And I think there's a breath of fresh air when a woman speaks up and just says, guys, let's talk about this. We can figure this out. We don't need to yell and swear and fight. And then I think just a creativity. Not all women. I'm not super creative and artsy, but I think I'm not afraid to question, why are we doing it this way? And typically most men that I've interacted with are just going to answer, well, that's how it's always been done. And I'm like, well, it doesn't mean we have to do it that way. We can be different, because Lauren and I are different. So it's not scary to be even more different in our companies just because we're already different.
I think what happens when I'm on, let's say specifically like a commercial site where we've got a lot of trades, a lot of men grouped together actually produce more testosterone. So you get even more manness. I'm very disarming, and then it allows everyone to chill out. You might think it would do the opposite, where then are men trying to like impress a one woman in the room, and it's not. It's like the opposite. It's like their sister came to the site and they're kind of like, exactly like you said, there's more human, there's more humility, there's more honesty. People kind of feel freer. I also love to have things explained to me, and that's psychology 101. If you want to get the best of someone, is to put them in a position where you're like, well, yeah, tell me about, like, how does this even work, or how do you see this, or in your expertise. And then men maybe just don't naturally do that for each other as much. They're kind of, yeah, we know, we all know the thing, you know, I know, we don't really have to talk about that, right? I come in and I'm like, sorry guys, like, you're gonna have to break this down for me. We're just gonna have to talk through all these parts. And then they start breaking it down and find that they actually needed to have a discussion. I mean, lots of other sectors have this balance much more in spades. So it's not like a novel idea. When you have those complementary ways of approaching things, you get the best of people. People get to kind of be at their best.
Being able to use creativity, it's a little bit of a hack of, hey, I'm not part of the old boys club, which means I don't have to operate in the old boys club ways, right? So you have the inside track to creativity. You also have the inside track of, we need to rethink this because I want you to explain this to me. I'm going to force you to rethink it, which is really helpful in the painting industry because we don't rethink things and we do it the way we've always done it. And so you have that advantage there.
This podcast is about professionalism, right?
I think so.
Have you Googled professionalism, Jason? I Googled it because I got really nervous that you're going to actually ask like existential questions about professionalism. The practice, well, there's the competence or skill expected of a professional. And then it says the practice of an activity by a professional rather than an amateur. Which bottom line is you're making money, right? I mean,
That might be the line, right? And then at least in the theory of capitalism is you have all these incentives of how do you generate profit, and if you're not serving your clients, serving your employees, serving your business well, then the profit diminishes. That is kind of the scorecard of are you being professional or not. It forces everything else to get a little bit crisper.
Yeah.
I think Jason often sums it up as, are you getting by or are you doing good work? Are you doing it well?
Well, yeah, if you Google deeper, there's things like the standards of education and training that make someone a professional is exactly what you're saying, a crisper. I dug deep into this Google thing. I was very scared you were going to go existential, Jason.
Let me put you on the hot seat. Why do you believe you are professional, Maggie Kuyper?
Every single day that I wake up, or sometimes it's in the middle of the night, my thoughts are how to get better. And that's a holistic better, but a huge piece of that pie is better in the business, better as a business owner, better as a leader in the business. That's, to me, professional. I'm not just phoning it in or skating by with natural gifts and talents. Like a professional athlete, you have to train. No professional athlete is just showing up.
Lauren, what do you think makes you a professional painting business owner?
I like that observation. That's funny because I'm very, very similar. I like my whole entire life since I was very small, been wanting to be better and learn and grow. One definition is that I continue to build a business that needs me less and less, almost week to week. I guess needs is probably not the right way, but I think you understand what I'm saying. The day-to-day responsibilities. I started off basically as a foreman for a couple painters, working every job. Now I have 6 painters, a project manager, and a full-time administrator who also work on business development. And I am the sales department, but I'm basically a strong sales associate away from having no day-to-day responsibilities. That's a really wild and exciting thing to do because, and I had such a different route than so many people in this industry. It's not comparable. Like when people talk about contractor, prison, like I was never the painter. Maybe I had an advantage to that, but in a lot of ways, it's actually still really hard to move yourself out and trust and create an environment where you completely trust other people with the day-to-day operations of your business. And then they do it better than you did it. And then you get really excited and keep doing that because you thought in your head, that's what you wanted to do. I want to hire people that do these parts of the business better than I do. And I've said this out loud like 100 times and then I did it. But I'm still weirdly surprised. Like, wow, they are so much better than I am at that. And that's really funny. That's probably the benefit of having the kind of audacity and confidence that happens to be an entrepreneur and start a company when you really don't have any business doing that. You actually think you're really stinking good. And in a way you I am actually really good at what I do. And in another way, I'm really not that good. I really wasn't a great PM. My PM can run circles around me. And I really wasn't a good administrator. But that one was pretty obvious. He got my paperwork, books, financials, invoicing cleaned up in about a month and a half. It was the best thing I've ever observed. But I also brought him in and literally dumped every piece of information about my company on him in about a week and a half. Now I got to hire someone I've known for a long time. So I was able to go in with a lot of trust. That also took a lot. And by the end of the week and a half, I felt like gutted. Like I had just told this really incredible, talented person how horribly I had been running my business. Every dark, not secret, but like I had no one else to tell that to, that I had gotten behind on getting this payment to the state for this, blah, 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 like whatever it was. Oh my gosh. And I felt gutted and I felt saved at the same time because I knew by doing that, I was literally saving the liability of me doing admin work was major. That's a good professional story. Go to the bottom.
You know, Jason, that Lauren and I talk once a week. We made that our goal. Yeah, we've done it. We've talked 3 times. We're 3 weeks into the year. And it's, again, talking about the feminine touch, right? Like, I don't know of many. I mean, I think you and Nick talk a lot, but it's very rare to be like, no, like, we're going to do this. And guess what? When I call Lauren and she's literally like walking into the pediatrician's office and I get a 30-second like, hey, this went okay. I have a lot of thoughts, but I have clarity. I'm like, great, cool. We'll talk next week. It's an awesome thing. But
yeah,
yes,
you did it. We had a big talk last time and then you were like, my nanny is going to kill me. I have to get off the phone. Bye.
Yeah.
And it was like the best sign of trust and friendship that I had received in a while. I was like, yes. Maggie's very special special to me. There are not a lot of people in this industry who relate to where I am and my values, both as a business owner and as a person, as a mom, as a wife.
If this is about professionalism, that's professional to say, I need support. I need somebody that I know is there. Even though I don't think I've even called you to say, Lauren, I need help with this. But every decision I make is now one step more cushy because I know there's support under it, right? It's that whole like Maslow's hierarchy. Like I have all the support I need in my community. And now I just have like another layer.
You don't know when you need this thing, but I had like a very interesting personnel crisis at a pretty high level. And I got to call Maggie.
And Maggie listened to it in the aisles of the Publix grocery store for 45
minutes. Maggie, answered the phone like, this is perfect timing. And I was like, how? You have a busy life. And then I got to dump high level CEO thinking issues on you. And you like had great feedback that really helped me in my week. Pretty sure I did similarly with Jason, maybe like the week after. So I get
it. You needed more. Okay.
That's not, no, I didn't. I did need different. And I love resources. And Jason has a slightly different brain than you do.
Entirely.
That's not altruism though. That's like, that's me like soaking up all the good stuff.
All right. I want to just do an outro. Was it Maggie and Lauren? Okay.
Are you nervous right now?
I am.
You look like you're gonna pass out.
Well, thank you too for coming on and being really torchbearers of professionalism in an industry that doesn't have a ton of examples of professionalism. So thank you for doing that. Also, both women-owned businesses that are very successful. I hope that you both become brighter and brighter stars in the industry. People can look up to you and see examples of what a painting business owner can be.
This is the end of the show.
I'm getting nervous.